Good morning, students. In the previous video lecture, we were discussing about the different types of the microwave passive devices. We started with the coaxial cable, and then we discussed the three types of coaxial cables. And in the today's video lecture, we'll discuss about the next the microwave passive devices, which are attenuators, microwave phase shifters, and then we discuss the waveguide and magic T waveguide. So the first comes is the attenuators. So the attenuators are used to control the power level in the microwave system by partially absorbing the transmitted microwave signals. And for this reason, the attenuators are employed in each and every microwave system. Basically, you need to remember the purpose of using attenuators in a microwave system, just to control the level of power of transmitted microwave signal by partial absorption. And there are two types of attenuators we come across. One is fixed attenuator and another type is variable attenuator. In both the type, the resistive films are used in the design of these attenuators, and these resistive films are nothing but a dielectric glass slab coated with aquatic. A coaxial fixed attenuator uses the dielectrical loss material which is there inside the center conductor of the coaxial line or cable, just to absorb some of the center conductor microwave power propagating through the coaxial line. And the material used, that is the dielectrical material, decides how much amount of attenuation is introduced. And here you can see the coaxial line, and inside there is a lossy material in the center conductor, so which is basically a dielectrical material. So whenever the microwave signal transmitted through the coaxial line, the partial amount of power is getting absorbed by this the dielectrical material placed at the center of conductor. And here this figure shows you about the movable attenuator. So here you can see the movable vane is there, and here dielectrical rods are placed, and which can be moved outward as well as inward freely. And the dielectrical slab is placed at the center of waveguide, which is parallel to the maximum E field. So if the E field is like this in this direction, and the parallel to this E field direction, the dielectrical slab is placed in the microwave guide, so which is placed at the center of the waveguide parallel to the maximum E field. So whatever the current induced on the lossy material due to the incoming microwave signal results into what? The power dissipation, and which leads to what? Attenuation of the signal. And the dielectrical slab is tapered at both the ends up to the length of more than half wavelength of a reduced reflection. So the half wavelength of the transmitted signal. And the dielectrical slab may be made movable along the breadth or the horizontal length of the waveguide by supporting with the two dielectrical rods separated by odd multiple of the quarter guide wavelength, and which is perpendicular to the electrical field. Now it is not parallel to the electrical field, it is perpendicular to the electrical field. So here you can observe to support, so here the pair of dielectrical rods are used which are perpendicular to the electrical field, that is E field. Whenever the slab is at the center, there is a maximum attenuation because the electrical field is concentrated at the center, and when it is moved towards one side wall, the attenuation goes on decreasing because there is a gap between the center part of the electrical field and the rod, which is the slab, which is moving. If it is exactly at the center, since there is a maximum electrical field concentrated, you will get the maximum attenuation, and whenever you take the slab away from the center, you will get the decreasing in the attenuation, thereby controlling the microwave power coming out of the other port. And here the another kind of attenuator you will come across, that is flap attenuator. So this is also known as a variable attenuator. So here some flap is placed which is of a semicircle nature. So semicircular flap is made up of lossy dielectrical, and it is placed at the center of the top wall of the rectangular waveguide. So if you consider this is a rectangular waveguide, and this flap variable attenuator made up of lossy dielectrical material placed at the center of the top wall of the rectangular waveguide. And whenever the flap is completely outside the slot, the attenuation is 0. Please remember, whenever it is outside the slot, the attenuation is 0, and when it is completely inside, the attenuation is maximum. And next comes is the phase shifters. So basically this phase shifter is two-port device, and which produces the variable shift in the phase of the incoming microwave signal. And again, similar to the attenuator, a lossless dielectrical slab is placed inside the rectangular waveguide, and when it is placed inside the rectangular waveguide, this two-port device will produce the phase shifter. And this phase shift occur is again depends upon the type of the dielectrical material is used. And the example for the precision, the phase shifter is the rotary type of precision phase shifter, which consists of a circular waveguide rather than a rectangular waveguide, and it containing a lossless dielectrical plate of length 2L called half wave section, and there is a section of rectangular to circular transition containing again lossless dielectrical plate which is having length L, and it is called as quarter wave section. So its length is typically less than the half wave section, and this quarter wave section having length L is oriented at the angle of 45 degree to the broader wall of the rectangular waveguide. And a circular to rectangular transition again containing a lossless dielectrical plate of same length L, and which is also oriented at the angle of 45 degree. The incident transelectrical 10 mode becomes T11 mode in circular waveguide section. The half wave section produces the phase shift equal to twice that produced by the quarter wave section because of its length. The dielectrical plates are tapered at both ends to reduce the reflections due to discontinuity in the dielectrical plates. So this is about the brief introduction of, so there is no much explanation on this type of the microwave passive devices. There is no construction part and working principle, just you have to understand the basic idea about these microwave passive devices. And with a one more video lecture we will discuss about the two more, that is waveguide and waveguide junction as well as the magic tee junction.